Στο πλαίσιο του 11ου Οικονομικού Φόρουμ και Δελφών, έφερε την χαρά να έχουμε κοντά μας τον κύριο Juan Jurado, Head of Corporate and Regulatory Affairs, PAAT, Western Europe. Mr. Marco, assessing the current situation, how do you evaluate the progress Greece has made in establishing a stable and predictable tax framework for the sector?
Well, I think Greece has made a lot of progress, to be honest, in the last years, probably since the crisis and the intervention of the Troika at the time. And that is very clearly reflected in the numbers. For example, in terms of revenue, at the time when excise increased very much, government was collecting close to 4 million. That went down to 2.7. Now the government is again up to more than 3 billion. And also achieving very good numbers in terms of illicit trade, with a serious reduction of approximately 10 points. So I would say that the fact that Greece froze excise increases and had a very responsible policy in terms of fighting illicit trade has helped dramatically. But if I have to highlight something, I would highlight the great endorsement that the Greek government has done of alternative products. And by taxing alternative products at a lower level than cigarettes based on harm reduction, progress has been excellent, I would say.
In anticipation of the revision of the European Tobacco Excess Directive, what is the biggest risks to public revenues and the European economy if excessive tax increases are introduced?
Well, the biggest risk they face is twofold. On one side, if the rates are excessive, what will happen is that we've seen this before, we'll have a lot of illicit products coming from outside, and mostly from outside EU, because some countries might think that if they harmonize taxes within Europe, the problem will be solved. On the contrary, we would see very high levels of illicit trade coming from out of EU, and that's what we need to stop. The other big risk that I see is that taxes of the new alternative products which have a reduced risk profile might be taxed at a very high level close to cigarettes. That could be the biggest risk because products, nicotine products, they need to be taxed according to the harm that they produce in people and not driven by ideology. I think at this point on an excise directive, what must prevail is the economic sense and the science and the facts and not the ideology. That's the biggest risk, that it's driven by ideology and not by the facts.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, it's a pleasure.